Excited as well because here's why. If you guys tune into 48 bright and early in the mornings before TVL, which you definitely should, then get excited, okay? Because starting Monday, there's a new face joining the team. And of course, TVL is helping you get to know the man himself live now on today's show. Jonathan, welcome to the craziness of TVL, your big debut on air, right?
Yeah,
this is your
what's
first
going on?
48 debut.
Yeah,
on air. I mean, you were in the commercial.
Yeah. Yes,
but
yeah,
wow,
so
TVL getting an exclusive, I guess, if you'll say.
Peyton, yes.
We are so excited. Welcome to the show. People, of course, so excited to see you again, make your big debut on the 48 News coming up next week. But first, we just want to get to know you. You were born in Brooklyn, I think, for starters. Grew up in North Carolina, college in Atlanta, worked in Birmingham. You've been all over the map.
All over the map. Can't forget Erie. That was where my first job was. Erie, Pennsylvania. Shout out to the lake effect snow out there. Yeah, excited to be here in Huntsville, though, for sure.
Do you have a favorite place that you've lived or experienced?
Oh, man.
Other than Rocket City now.
Yeah, of course. You know, Rocket City shoots to the top, of course. Now. But yeah, I mean, I love living in Atlanta. You know, I went to school there, Morehouse College, HBCU there. That's also where I met my wife there as well. She was going to Spelman. So Atlanta has a very, near and dear part to my heart. Love living in where I grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Hope Mills as well, small town, military town. Love that area as well. So I mean, every place that I've gone to, I've learned something about the people there. I've enjoyed in some kind of way. So yeah, definitely.
You mentioned you met your wife in college, which I want to chat about because we just love stories here. How'd you guys meet? Tell us.
Okay. So this is everyone has a different love story, right? So I think I was a junior. She was a sophomore.
Okay.
And there on Morehouse and Spelman's campuses, they would have these things called alternatives. So they were for young Christians on campus who wanted to go to an event that necessarily wasn't the club or wasn't going out for a house party or something like that. But it was still socializing. They'd had spoken word. Not really like praise and worship music per se, but just like some people would rap, just different ways to sort of show their faith. And so my wife and I, we went there, not together, we didn't know each other, but there was a segment in there where you could, pray with people at the sort of the end of the event. And my wife and a mutual friend that we didn't know each other, but we both knew, the three of us joined hands together to pray. And at some point during that, she left, the mutual friend that we had, and we just were praying together. Didn't know each other.
I wonder if she knew what she was doing. Maybe not.
Maybe things were divinely ordained there. But yeah, from there, just sort of quick hug, goodbye, and then we met somewhere else later on campus.
I love that, Jonathan. That's the sweetest love story we ever heard. Absolutely love that. Fast forward to now, you got two little boys.
I do.
What does a Saturday look like for you? Are you running around with them all the time?
What does a Saturday look like? I mean, the same chaos every day of the week, really. I mean, recently though, I was a soccer coach for my son's team, so I have a 3-year-old who's getting ready to turn 4, and then a 1-year-old Aiden. So Aiden, and then the older one is Brandon. There, the two most amazing parts of my life to tell you. And recently, like I said, I was coaching my older son's soccer team for the past few weekends, and then you get home, you got to clean everybody up, and they're still running around the house because you think they get rid of the energy during a soccer game in the morning. Not so much.
No,
so
nap
it's just
time is not a thing.
Not so much a thing. But yeah, they have a great time. We have a great time. And yeah, Ebony, my wife, she's an amazing mom. So it's been really a journey.
Y'all are just so precious in every way. You mentioned soccer. You're a soccer coach.
Yeah.
You're a big sports fan.
I am.
You pull for certain teams. Who do you love?
I do. So growing up in North Carolina, I'm a big Panthers fan. UNC Chapel Hill, the Tar Heels.
Go Tar Heels,
big Tar Heels fan. Yes.
We are few and far between down here in these parts.
I love soccer, like I said. So I root for Charlotte FC.
Okay.
I love hockey. Hurricanes fan. So I'm interested in seeing the Havoc here in Huntsville as well. And then as far as baseball goes, I root for the Yankees because, like you mentioned, I was born in New York. My family, who still lives in New York, they were all sort of Yankees fans. So that's sort of how I grew up as well. So yeah,
I'm grateful you have personal ties to your team. Like random people that just like pick the 49er. I'm like, you're not even.
And I don't want to, diminish them too much, but for me, it's important to root for the teams where I have a connection to.
So, I love that. Super sweet. Okay, so you love sports. You're also a big foodie.
Yes,
you have any spots you want to try here in Huntsville?
So I have a list. If I had my phone here, I'd show you. I have about 30 restaurants.
You were asking me for recommendations.
I was,
yesterday.
yes, and I got some of yours as well.
I recommended Walton's Southern Table, in case anybody wanted to know. Right, the good old black eyed peas.
If you find me on social media, Instagram, Jay Skinner TV, or on Facebook, just send me as many restaurant recommendations that you have.
You heard it here first from Jonathan. And then after you eat a great meal, I'm told that you want to skydive.
Yes.
That's
oh,
on your
yeah.
bucket list?
I love taking risks. So I've done a tandem skydive before my wife for my birthday.
Okay.
And I want to do a solo skydive at some point. So if there's a skydiving school here, I'd love to, start taking classes so I can eventually skydive by myself. I would
Okay,
love that.
the daredevil
yes.
himself joining us in the studio. Jonathan, this was so fun. Of course, people are going to get to see more of you coming up.
Yes,
Tell us again
yes.
when you're going to be on air, what you're most looking forward to about the morning
so
newscast.
starting this upcoming Monday, I will be on air with a good friend, Gina there, of course, starting 4:30 to 7 a.m. this Monday, June 16th. So definitely tune in for WAF in the mornings.
We will do just that. Jonathan, welcome to Huntsville. It's been an honor. I feel like
Thank
we're true
you.
friends now here on the show. And
Yeah.
hopefully this isn't our last on-air conversation. We'll have you
Absolutely
back.
won't
But again,
be.
have fun
Yes.
Monday. It's going to
Thank
be
you,
great.
babe.
Excited to
Appreciate
have
it.
you.
Yes.
Thanks.